fan 1997 here, guys. Despite the fact the Cowboys defense has been atrocious this year, despite the fact that the Cowboys should really be 4-2, 5-1, because there's two games that the defense has either lost us or caused us not to win. Despite all that, the Cowboys are still alive in the NFC East hunt. The Washington Commanders just lost to the Chicago Bears 25-24. And Fan Nation, that makes next week's game even bigger. It really does. And shout out to Facts Only Sports, a big country. He said that this division is wide open. And honestly, man, after what I've seen tonight, I think this division is wide open. I think that any one of these four teams could win it, and that includes the Giants. My Cowboys, the defense is going to have to get a little bit better for me to have any sort of faith. But with the way the offense is playing, the defense can get a little bit better. I mean, you never know. You never know. I don't expect that to happen. But this is huge. This is huge for the Cowboys, man, because we are still alive. Shout out to Space Cowboy. I like his content. I was watching his show the other day, and he's like, you know, could it be time for the Cowboys? It's not, man. Cowboys, defense has got to get better. Defense has to be better than 32nd in the NFL. But even though it doesn't look good because our defense sucks, the Cowboys are still alive in the NFC East race. Honestly, everybody's still alive. Even if you're a New York Giants fan, you watch me. I know I have a few Giants fans that watch me. Y'all are still alive too. This division is wide open. It really is. I do believe Washington has the most talent, but man, oh man, they just haven't lived up to it consistently this year. And the Cowboys have a lot more talent than what they've shown, especially defensively. But again, like I said, the Cowboys should be dominating the NFC East. If our defense was even like what it was last season, if our defense was even like top 22, top 25, bottom 10 defense overall, Cowboys would be 4-2, 5-1. We'd be in first place in this division because we would have beaten the Packers. We would have won this last game against Carolina, and we probably would have beaten the Philadelphia Eagles game one. And honestly, we could have won that game even with this defense had the offense not turned the ball over inside the red zone. Miles Sanders. So the Cowboys are still alive in the NFC East hunt. I know a lot of fans have been feeling doom and gloom, and I get that because the defense just sucks. The defense really sucks. I even said it last night. The defense is the reason why the Dallas Cowboys are not in first place right now in the NFC East. But Washington just lost. Cowboys have an opportunity this next week if the defense can step up. If the offense can continue to play good, they protect the football, and the defense just gets a little bit better, just a little bit better. Cowboys got a chance to do something next week. They got a chance to get themselves back in the NFC East race. They really do. They're still in the NFC East race, but the Cowboys. It's do or die. It's like that Papa Roach song from 2004, "Do or Die." John Wayne Causey's in the house. He says, "How about them Bears?" Yes, sir. Yeah, the Bears beat the Washington Commanders. We play them exactly. And I apologize. I said in my pregame video this last week we played the Broncos. I was thinking a week ahead. That's a big game too. And there's a lot of Broncos fans out where I live. I got a lot of friends that are Broncos fans. We haven't beaten the Broncos since 1995, funny enough. But we got to focus on this next game. This game next week, John, is such a big game. Washington just lost to the Bears 25-24. They lost just like the Cowboys lost to the Carolina Panthers at the last minute, except for really Washington just beat themselves. They turned the ball over like, what, three times in the game. They had an opportunity on that last drive. They just fumbled and they made mistakes. And that's why I'm saying when you turn the ball over, it puts your team in a very difficult position to win games. I expect it to be a very exciting game next week versus Washington. Washington's got a very good offense with Jaden Daniels. They got a very good offense with those guys, Debo. The Cowboys, of course, have a very good offense. Now, Washington's defense is better than ours. That's not even a question. Because our defense sucks. But Cowboys are just going to have to dominate time of possession next week. If we want any chance against Washington, against those Commanders, our rivals, we're going to have to dominate time of possession. We're going to have to continue what we've been doing, and that's protecting the football and not turning it over. And we're just going to have to dominate time of possession because we can't trust this defense. It's clear we cannot trust this defense. And that's going to be the key to the game next week, man. Is we're going to just have to dominate time of possession and keep the ball away from Jaden Daniels and that Washington Commanders offense because they're too good. They're too good. And with the way how bad our defense is played, they're going to have to just keep the ball away from them. Rob 1989 says we get a lot of opportunities, but we don't take advantage of them. We have to be the Commanders. Well, we have to beat the Commanders. Yes, it's a must win, Rob. It's an absolute must win, brother. Well, it looks like we are stuck with Eberflus. Mike Fisher reports that Zimmer told him that he would decline the DC. Well, I'm not surprised, Rogex. I mean, the thing is, Mike Zimmer is 69 years old. He's been coaching in the NFL for 30 years. He just retired. Why would he want to come back to this? I'm not surprised. Doesn't surprise me at all. Like Blue says, Jay. Adrian says, go. Cowboys is the effing coat. Well, we got to get out there and we got to win. And next week is a must win, man. Washington just gave us a gift. They lost this game. The NFC East, except for the Giants, everybody lost this week, including us, which makes me even more mad because right now the Cowboys could be in prime position not only to, keep alive in the NFC East, but they could be in prime position right now because if they would win that, if they somehow get it done against Washington next week, they'd be in first place. And the Eagles lose, which is possible looking at the Eagles' schedule, to be in first place. But because we shot ourselves in the foot, because our defense is absolute trash, because our offense, choked on those last two drives where we should have scored a touchdown, we fumbled, and then, the play calling from Brian Schottenheimer was really, really bad. We ended up losing to a game that we should have won. We lost this Sunday, just like the tie. We should have beaten the Green Bay Packers. We ended up tying because our defense couldn't get a stop, and the offense couldn't score on that last drive. So mostly goes to the defense because when your offense scores, 24-7 and 40 points, you should win. But still, got to capitalize. You're gonna have to with this defense. It's not, it's like Gerard Johnson said, man. It's not fair to expect the perfection from the offense, but that's we're gonna have. That's where we're at because this defense can't get it done when it matters, and they've proved it more than once this season. Michael Nicole H. We still need to see what CB Ravel can do. Can Elam because Elam is trash. Why is he still playing? I agree. I don't know when Rebels coming back. I know one of you guys asked me when I thought he was coming back. I told you I have no idea, but at this point, I think it's going to be after the bye week because when do we have a bye in like 2 weeks? Because we play Washington, we play Denver, and then I think we either play Arizona and then we have the bye, or we have a bye and then we play Arizona. That's right. Then we have the bye, and then I believe we play the Las Vegas Raiders. I could be wrong. I'd have to look at the schedule again. But the Cowboys defense has got to be playing better than what they have because and they don't have to be way better. If they can just get into the bottom 10, which is I know that's pathetic to ask. If they can get into the bottom 10, the offense can play keep away from Washington. We still got a chance. It's like that movie Dumb and Dumber. So you're telling me there's a chance. Well, yeah, there is. There absolutely is a chance, but the Cowboys defense has to play better. I know they're not great. They got to do better than this crap. The offense has to capitalize on everything. They got to do a better job in the red zone. Because even though they scored 27 points, I feel like the offense didn't do a good job in the red zone. I feel like Commanders, it's going to be a tough game This is gonna be next week is gonna be the toughest game I feel like the Cowboys have had all season. I really feel that. Um, so we have a chance, but you know, defense has to get better. Offense pretty much has to play perfect and play keep away from Washington. And that's the only way that I feel like we're gonna have a chance. Michael, in the H, passing defense has already been a problem. Now run defense is starting to be a problem again. We need to trade for a linebacker or another edge. Yeah, I agree. We can't go get Fred Warner because he's out for the year. I would like to pick up Eric Kendricks. I think he'd be a good signing. Eric Kendricks would be a lot better than what we got right now, and he's familiar with this defense. Even if it's for a depth piece, he'd be a lot better than what we got. So, anyways, Cowboys are still alive. You know, hope doesn't look great, but we have hope, and that's that's what matters. We actually have hope. It just makes me even more pissed that we didn't win this game Sunday because we'd actually be in a very good position right now. But we still got some hope. We just gotta see what happens. I'll do a pregame video on Sunday, and we'll see what happens. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.